Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and tonight I wanted to pop on and talk about how do I know if hormones are the missing piece for me. I've been trying to eat healthier, I've been trying to eat cleaner. With everything going on, I'm really focused on doing the self-care things. I'm going for lots of walks. I don't have dumbbells at home, but I'm trying to lift laundry baskets and soup cans or whatever it is that you're doing, right? I'm doing these online workouts now and I'm trying to be consistent. I'm trying to sleep better. Great, right? But if you feel like you're really stuck still, if you feel like, okay, I don't feel like I've made a lot of progress, there's a few things that could be going on. One of them is hormones, right? And when hormones, when we talk about that, we're also talking about stress hormone. And guaranteed, everybody's more stressed right now. Everybody has more stress in their lives right now. Even if you're like, I'm doing okay, right? Yeah. There's still so much going on in the world that it's stressful to even try and, get on Facebook or check your social media or even check your email. There's just a lot of things happening in the world right now. So of course your system is going to be more stressed, and the way the female body reacts to any increase in stress is you're going to store more fat. Yay! Your system is just designed to be productive like that. So when we're looking at hormonal responses and if that's the main thing that's keeping you from getting your results, here I put down the top 6 things to look at in terms of am I experiencing these things and could this be due to my hormones, right? So fatigue, I'm feeling extra tired. I don't feel like I have the energy that I should have for how well I eat, for how much I'm getting movement in. I should be feeling better for how much I'm doing for myself right now, but I'm not. I'm super fatigued, right? Yep, that's going to be hormonal related. Hi, Tara. So keep that in mind. Oh, I feel like something's off here with my fatigue. Yes. Yep. Hormones then. Yep, that's going to be hormones. When you're looking at building muscle, if you have a hard time building and maintaining lean muscle, yep, hormones can play a huge role in that too. Oh my gosh, I just feel like no matter what I eat, no matter what I do, I'm getting more fat tissue stored in my body. I want more muscle and I want less fat. It is not happening. It's the opposite. What the heck? Yep, that can be completely driven by your hormones. Completely driven by your hormones. And especially for the female body, when we're under stress, it has a catabolistic effect. I was going to say cannibalistic. That's not right. Don't know. But sort of, right? Where it essentially kind of like eats away at your own muscle tissue. A catabolic effect, meaning you can't build that muscle tissue. Your body goes after it. It will decrease that muscle tissue and use that for energy because it's a faster energy source for your system to use, and it will store everything else as fat for later, just in case. Now keep in mind the male body does not do that. So if you live with, a partner, like a husband, like I have a husband, his system is not doing any of that right now. Nope. Great. Good for you, babe. But the female body does this, and it does it really well, like exceptionally well, that it will eat your muscle tissue and then take everything else and store it as fat tissue. Super good at that, yes. So if you feel like that's a big piece of what you have going on, absolutely, number one thing that I would look at is your hormones. And I'm going to talk about the hormonal cycle in just a minute. But increase in stress, yep, of course, everybody's going to have an increase in stress. Now, you may have different stress responses now than you were used to, right? Because this is some pretty heavy stress that we're all going through. Decrease in sleep, this can be quality sleep, like I'm sleeping more, but I don't feel like I'm rested. Yep, that's going to be it. And then gut health, increase in bloat. Stress and gut health go hand in hand as well. Of course, main thing would be, yep, this is hormonally driven. There's a lot of things happening here. When we look at, your cortisol levels, your stress levels, your hormone levels, my favorite thing to look at, of course, is the Dutch test. This is a dried urine test. So difference here is that this is not a blood test. This is more in depth than a blood test. Hi, Angel. So meaning this is going to tell us more about your system and what it's doing versus just what's in the blood. So when we look at the cortisol patterns, when somebody gets their blood drawn for cortisol, they're getting a snapshot of what's in their blood, which can be 1 to 3% of total cortisol production. When you get the urine metabolites of that, that tells you what your adrenals are actually doing. And we look at what they're doing all day long. Yeah, so if you're noticing fatigue, especially fatigue at a certain point during the day, and for those of you ladies out there that are really paying attention to how your body's reacting and responding throughout the month, this is really crucial information for you. Of course, I'm going to feel more tired here, or when my cycle starts here, right? A lot of women that are, going through their first cycle, being in a more stressed state, it can be horrible. It can be really hard on your system. So really give your body what it needs. Give it more rest. It's going to need more rest. Give it more calorie. It's going to need more dense nutrient. It's going to need more minerals. Without those things, it's harder for your body to come out of this super stressed state. And then you're more likely to have a decrease in metabolism, meaning your body's going to react by putting on more weight, and it's going to be harder to lose when we're all past this phase. So this is one of the things that I look at with the Dutch test, and why the Dutch test is so valuable. This gets sent right to your home. It gets sent right to your home. You get little strips that you urinate on, and you dry them and you send them in, and it gets analyzed, and then we go through and look at what your system is doing. So if you have not had a chance to look at the Dutch test or see all the wonderful things it can do, there is a link here that I'm going to put I have people fill out a little questionnaire so I know which test to send you. There's different types of tests, and you might need something different or take that into account. So in the comments, there's that link you can click just to make sure you're getting the right test. And then we can go from there in terms of the next best step for you in terms of looking at your body, your hormones, and how do I move out of this phase? I'm having a hard time. What can I do right now? What path can I go on to put myself in a better position, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now? I don't want to be suffering like this in 6 months, right? I want to feel better. I want to get on that path. What do? We learn so much more about you from that Dutch test. Now, throughout the month, even when we're looking at our hormonal response, you may feel like, I actually feel way better here. I feel like, maybe a little bit of fatigue, but I'm doing okay, right? Yeah, I might, have some bloat, but it's not too bad. But all of a sudden here, those things get way worse for me. Here, I'm really struggling because here, these hormonal issues that you have going on the entire time are amplified because your system has a shift in hormone here, right? You have different bodies throughout the month, but all of a sudden, after you ovulate, your progesterone rises, and these things are very common for progesterone phase anyway. What? Yeah, so great. So the increase in stress that people have, and that everything that shifts dynamically in your system, right, with increase in stress overall that we're all kind of feeling, that combined with the progesterone phase, like just lights it up in your system where you're like, oh my gosh, I am so tired. Oh, I have been so crabby. I have had the worst PMS I've had in a long time. I have not been able to feel like my gut is working. I can't get my gut moving very well. It's taken a step backwards. I'm getting more bloat now. I don't know if I've seen any muscle change yet, but I definitely don't have the same energy, and my sleep has not been as good. What do? I'm in this phase, right? Yes. Well, one, besides looking at your Dutch test to see if you're like, what do I do right now? I have a lot of resources for you. My YouTube channel, Dr. Beth Westy, subscribe to that so you stay updated on everything. All the videos that I have coming out, you're going to learn so much because I have a ton of videos on different topics. Other resources I have for you, my book, The Female Fat Solution. This is on Amazon, a ton of info in here about how to eat for a progesterone phase. And if you want more info on that, especially under the stressed state, I can do that. I can talk more about if you're here and under stress, here's some great tips here. If you're here and under stress, here are the things you really need to focus on to get your system to turn around. So just, you can comment below or send me a message if you want me to do a video on that specifically. And then I have my podcast, The Female Health Solution, and that's really a great resource too for when you're, I was going to say out and about, but we're all at home now. So maybe when you're going for a walk or folding laundry or cleaning the bathroom again, because there's only so much to do, right? Yes. But some things to pay attention to, because a lot of times women think, oh, I must be doing something wrong. I must be, right? Like you're taking responsibility for something that your system is just reacting to right now, right? Do the best you can. Try and decrease your stress, right? Of course, but that's sort of a whole nother thing. So if you're trying to decrease your stress, do other things to help your hormones out at the same time so you can sort of move forward in both areas at once. If you're just focused on stress, you're missing the hormonal piece that's going to affect how your system responds as well. So that's really, really crucial for women that are struggling. If you're struggling with that energy, if you're struggling with results, you know, a lot of women are like, I don't want to have this time right now set me back. I don't want to, you know, have this time right now to throw me off course. Yeah. Janet's asking what form of payments do you take for the Dutch test? That's a really good question. It's online, right? I know some people use their like HSA card, HSA account. And is it part of the 12-week challenge? Great question. It often is. Yeah. For some women, they choose to not get one done, but a lot of women choose to get one done. Yep. Yeah. Best way though is to learn more is to fill out that questionnaire. It's free to fill out the questionnaire. Just, you know, I just learn more about you and then can send you more info on the right Dutch test for you. Because some women too, when they're like, women who are, this is a really hard one. I should probably do a separate video on this. For fertility purposes, cycle mapping is really important, and this can really throw off fertility things right now for women. Yeah, that should be another video. But anyway, so there's different types of Dutch tests, so I want to make sure you get the right one for you. That's going to be the most effective and show us all the right things to put you on the right path from there on out. So yeah, good questions though. Okay, so that's what I got for you guys tonight. Just something to be aware of, something to keep tabs on. And as we're kind of moving through this time, you know, together, everybody's moving through this time together. I'm here as a resource for you. For a lot of women, we're just struggling internally with what our bodies and systems are responding to. So it can feel like, what's happening, right? Not only what's happening in the world, but what's happening with my system. And then how do I get this back on track? Because I don't want this to go all wonky, right? I want to feel good and function well, even though, you know, because I still have to, you know, live life. Yeah. So, all right, that's what I got for you guys today. Please let me know if you have any questions. Yes. You're welcome, Janet. Yay. Yeah. And if you guys need anything else, of course, I am here. And if you would like me to do a video on a certain topic, don't hesitate to either comment or send me a message, because I'm more than happy to tailor the information I have right now for you to what you guys need right now, what's going to be the most helpful to help move through this time. So have a great rest of your night, and I will see you later.